Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying a lot of new products that I had purchased last month and I haven't had a chance to actually try them on for you guys. So I am trying on a bunch of new products, but before we get into that, if you guys are new here, please subscribe down below and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when I put out a new video. And if you like this type of video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you to those who have been subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. So now let's get into the application of all these new products. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and just get started. I'm gonna start with the Milk Makeup Eye Primer. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is called the Hydro Grip Eye Primer. So this is what the tubing looks like. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just place this on. It does have like a doe foot applicator. So let's place this on my eyelid. I like the applicator because it's going on really easy with it. I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of spread it around. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit. And so for primer today, I'm gonna go in with a sample of the liquid collagen by Algenist. This was recommended to me by one of the people at Sephora. He said that he uses this to place on the skin prior to putting the foundation. He said it's a great primer. He said it also has collagen in it and it also puts hydration back into the skin. And this is the consistency that it is. It's kind of like a gel-like consistency. I'm just gonna take a little bit, probably like that much, and I'm going to place that all over. It does have a scent to it. It has like a clean scent to it, a really pretty fresh scent. Of course, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Studio Fix Mattifying Primer. And I'm gonna let that set for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go wet my sponge and then I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my Hard Candy Smoothing Primer. I think I said Soothing Primer in my current favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my skin. So for eyeshadow today, I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. I actually purchased this palette when it first launched and I have not used it at all. I definitely want to use these beautiful shades today. I am gonna go ahead and set this primer. I'm using the shade Mood and I'm just gonna set that Milk Makeup Primer. I'm gonna go into Nude Mauve and I'm going to place that on the top of my crease. Then I'm going to go into the shade Andy and I'm going to place that right in the crease. It's kind of like a lilac shade. It looks more mauve in the pan, but it comes off kind of lilac. The next shade that I'm going to use is Groove. I'm just going to place that on the outer corner, come in a little bit or halfway into the crease. Really pretty like eggplant shade. Then I'm going to go into the shade Swing and I'm just going to place that on my lid. My, that's a beautiful, beautiful purple shade. Okay, that came out really pretty. I'm gonna go into the shade Jude. I'm just gonna place that on the center of that purple. Then I'm gonna take a clean brush and I'm just going to clean the edges. All right, we'll come back to this in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows really quickly. I'm gonna use my Refi pencil. Okay, so I went ahead and did my brows as best as I could. So we're gonna go ahead and start with foundation. I did buy this Fashion Fair Cream to Powder Skin Foundation. I purchased this at Sephora. Fashion Fair is a new brand at Sephora and they have some really beautiful like lipsticks and foundations and other items. So I went ahead and picked this one up. Now I had to get the lightest shade, which was Stormy Sand. I don't think there was a shade lighter than this. So I really wanted to try it and the guy was like, well, you're just gonna have to go with this shade and hopefully it works for me. So this is what the packaging looks like. It has like this FF for Fashion Fair kind of like embossed in the packaging. And then this is the product here. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to fit my skin tone, but we are going to try it because like I said, I really wanted to try this foundation. I really loved a lot of the items that they had on display. So I'm gonna use a sponge with this. I'm not gonna go in with a brush. Now it does come with a sponge, but I'm not using this sponge today. I'm gonna go in with my wet sponge. This sponge is actually by Wet n Wild. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just gonna rub the sponge into the product. Then I'm just going to press the product onto my skin. Now, first off, it doesn't seem like really full coverage, but I'm gonna try to go ahead and build it up. I'm literally like digging my sponge in there to get as much product as I can so I can build it up. There's no scent to this product, which is nice. That is really pretty. I think this shade works for me. I'm gonna bring it down my neck so I can blend it all in, but I love the way it's going onto my skin with the sponge. It is giving me really nice coverage. Now, I wouldn't say that it's like full coverage, but I would say it's a high, like medium, almost full coverage. It's covering up like my minor imperfections. Now I can still see like my hyperpigmentation, which is not a big deal because you guys know I cover that up anyways with Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte, yeah, I said it right. Tarte Shape Tape. Is it Tarte Shape Tape or Tarte Tape Shape Tape? Now what I'm gonna do is go in with my Tarte Shape Tape because like I said, I did try to build it up as much as I can. I will say the coverage is really pretty. I think the finish is beautiful. It is not a dewy finish. It's more like a satin finish. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on those areas where I need a little bit more coverage and then just press that in with my sponge. Okay, that looks really nice. I really like that. The next product is this Danessa Myricks Vision Cream. So this is a concealer and I think it's a foundation. Yeah, it says 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. Today, I'm definitely gonna use it for my concealer. Here is the packaging, really beautiful packaging. This is called the Vision Cream Cover. It's a waterproof formula, wear it 3 ways, natural and sheer, or full coverage, or spot concealer. It says, pro tip, mix with our beauty oil to achieve sheer coverage. Well, today we're going with full coverage. So I did put a little bit on the back of my hand. As you can see, it's not real runny and it's not super thick. It kind of has like a medium consistency. So we're going to place this on my under eyes. Oh, sorry, it's in the way. And I think this is gonna be a really nice shade for me. Before I blend in, I do wanna show you that it is a pump style type of concealer or foundation. There's only 0.34 fluid ounces in that packaging, which for a concealer, that's not too bad. Oh wow, that has beautiful coverage. Oh my gosh, that is so nice. Look here, and then look here. Look how beautiful that coverage is. Ooh, and it goes on so nice, like creamy. It's not too emollient. A little goes a long way too, guys. You don't want to put too much of this. I can already tell. You only need like little bitty dots of it. So that one little pump that I showed you in the beginning, that will work for probably both eyes. You don't need to pump extra because I still have a lot left over. Before I set my concealer, I'm gonna go in with this Danessa Myricks Balm Contour. So this is another product that I bought at Sephora. So here's the packaging, and I love her packaging. It's very sleek. And then this is the balm. So basically I'm gonna use this like as a bronzing contour. I don't normally do contour. I just kind of do like bronzing, and then I'll kind of chisel out my cheekbones with the bronzer itself. But we're gonna go ahead and try this. So it says to apply using a contouring brush. So let me get a brush. All right, so I'm gonna use this Sonia G, the Jumbo Base Brush, and I'm just pressing it into the product. And then I'm just going to place it on my cheeks. The color's really nice, and it's going on this foundation really nicely, so not having any issues with it like lifting. Put some on here, and then my chin, just to kind of chisel my chin. That's a very beautiful shade. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with my Bare Minerals powder. I don't have a new powder, but the Bare Mineral one is one of my favorites. And I'm just going to set that foundation. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with my Jaclyn Hill powder. I do have a blush, and it's by Laura Mercier. This is a cream cheek color. This one's actually in the shade Praline. It's such a beautiful shade, kind of like a peachy brown. I've kind of been into like the peachy brown tones. I'm gonna go in with a brush and this cheek color. This is a very pretty shade, kind of looks like a cinnamon shade. Just gonna press that into the skin. It is a lot more peachy than I thought it would be. It shows up on me, but it's like a little bit lighter than what I thought it would be. It's still really pretty though. I do like it. All right, let's go back into the Natasha Denona palette. I'm gonna go in with Andy, and I'm just gonna put that at the bottom of my lower lash line. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of swing to deepen it up. I am gonna try this Wink Lash Trio. This is by Kaja. So this is what the product looks like. It's a pretty interesting product. So it's magnetic and it kind of sticks together. That's pretty neat. You have a clear one, a volumizing one, and a lengthening one. Okay, so it says, layer in order of clear, volumizing, and lengthening mascara. Complete the eye makeup by defining brows with the clear mascara. It says to do it in that order. You can also use any one of these alone if you wanted to. So we're gonna try it out. I'm going to curl my lashes. The clear one here is supposed to be like a brow gel and a primer. So it's supposed to prime your eyelashes, and then you're supposed to use it for your brows at the end. So we're just going to prime my eyelashes with this. I don't have a lot of lashes, so we're gonna see how well this makes these little bitty lashes look. Then you go in with the volumizing, and the volumizing has a brush that looks like this. Place that on my eyelashes. It is giving my eyelashes volume. It didn't say to like wait between applications, just doing it the way it says to do it. All right, so it gave it a little bit of volume. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the volumizing one. And let's look at this brush. Okay, this brush is a lot thinner, kind of cone shaped. And then, you know, this primer's clear. And the primers that I've seen in the past have always been like, kind of like had a white tint to them. This one does not have a white tint to it. It's clear. Can you guys tell? Do they look different? The great thing about this is you'll never really lose them because they're magnetic and they kind of just stick together. So that's pretty convenient, travel friendly. So for lips, I've got 3 of the Fashion Fair lipsticks. I am gonna show you all of them. I also have a melt lip liner that I purchased. These Fashion Fair lipsticks are beautiful packaging. They're gold and they have this like white trim. This is called Nudeattude, which of course you guys know I love the nude shades. And I'm gonna swatch them on the back of my hand so you guys can see the different shades that I purchased. These felt really, really creamy in store. So I'm hoping that they'll be just as creamy on my lips. The second shade is called Pure Plum, which is a beautiful like plummy kind of red shade. The last shade that I have here is called Koi. These are so creamy when you swatch them. All right, so that's Koi, that's Pure Plum, and that is called, the last one is Nudeattude. So I think I'm gonna go with Nudeattude because the eyes are so purple and smoky. So I think I'm gonna do that. And I think that Nudeattude will go good with that melt lip liner. Okay, so the melt lip liner that I got is called Cashmere. So this is the packaging. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. This is the shade. That's really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to line my lips. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the Nudeattude lipstick. Oh yeah, these are creamy. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I love it. Okay, I need a little bit more blush. I'm gonna go in with my Rouge Romance palette. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This shade is called Tempting, and I'm gonna add a little bit because I need a little bit more color. Okay, so the last product I'm gonna use on my skin is this Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This is by Patrick Starr. All right, so I'm gonna spray this on my skin. I'm gonna cover my eyes. It does have a scent to it. It's not overpowering. All right, so now I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna go ahead and put my earrings on and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and go over all the products. And spoiler alert, there's nothing in here that I did not like. Yeah, spoiler alert. But let's go ahead and just go over them really quickly. The first thing I want to start with is the Collagen Liquid Serum by Algenist. I am going to put a picture right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because that little sample really didn't show much. So yeah, I'm gonna put the picture right here so you guys can see what it actually looks like. But I do want to mention that when I put that on my skin, it felt really good on the skin. It has this like fresh, clean scent to it, which I do like. I like that when you put it on, it smells really fresh. And I also like how it made my skin feel. It made it feel really smooth. It didn't feel like a silicone type base. It just felt really nice and smooth. And I think it really did a good job for prepping my skin prior to putting on the foundation. So yeah, I wanted to mention that because I'm definitely going to purchase the collagen serum during the Sephora sale. I would have never thought to use that as a primer for my foundation until the Sephora guy mentioned it. So glad that I tried it today. I think it's a great product and I will be purchasing one of those. Now I want to talk about the foundation, the Fashion Fair foundation. This looks so good on my skin. I really love the finish of it. I think it looks very smooth and satiny. There's no dew to it. There's no mattifying effect to it. It's just like that in between that makes your skin look really pretty and flawless. I think it went on really well with my sponge. I think it just looks very smooth and seamless. Now I will say the unfortunate thing about this is there's not a lot of shades for lighter skin tones, which I hope they come out with lighter shades because I really feel like this would be such a good product for so many people. So yeah, that's the only downside. Like I said, Stormy Sand is the lightest shade that I think is in the line. So I was really glad that I could try this for you guys today. I'm super excited to keep using this. I hope that it lasts throughout the day. I will put in the description box how it wore on my skin. I do have combination oily skin, which I'm normal here and then oily in the center. So I will put that in the description box, but so far it looks really good and it feels really light on the skin. It doesn't feel like heavy, cakey makeup. For the Milk Hydro Eye Primer, this primer did pretty well. I like the way it went onto the eyelid. I like the way it blended into the eyelid. I think the shadows adhered to that primer really well. It didn't crease on my eyes, nor did it make my shadow crease. So this is a good product so far as well. Now I will be testing this out as well as the foundation. This is just a type of product that I'm gonna have to test out to make sure that my eyeshadow lasts throughout the day. And I will let you guys know in the description box whether it worked for a long period of time or not. So yeah, so that so far is really good. I do want to go over the Kaja Wink Lash Trio. I think this is a really good product. I really think that my eyelashes do look a lot longer and more volumizing. I like the fact that it does have a primer and that you can use that primer on your brows. I like that concept. If you're not wanting to do like a 3-step process, then I definitely would not purchase this. But I will say that as far as for me, I think it's a good product to invest in only because I really feel like it did do some justice for my eyelashes. I really think by looking at my eyelashes now that they do look a lot longer and a little bit fuller than what they normally look like. Again, these can be used individually, so you don't have to use all 3 products at once. But I really think that the 3-step process is necessary for this type of product. I really feel like if I didn't do the 3-step that I wouldn't get the lashes that I have now. So this is a good product. I just think it depends on whether you want to do the 3-step process or not. For the One Size finishing spray, this is the mattifying finishing spray. There is, I think, a glowy or dewy type of finishing spray that he's come out with as well. This is the one that I wanted to get only because, like I said, my T-zone gets oily, but I think it looks really beautiful. The product distributed very well. It didn't get like spotty or, you know, splotchy on my face. So far this is really good. I think that it left my skin pretty smooth. It didn't move my makeup. It set it in place. So yeah, so far so good with this one. For the Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer, I love this bronzer, guys. This is a beautiful bronzer that you can bronze and contour with at the same time. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. It went on so easily with a brush. It blended well. It didn't lift any of my makeup, which I love, guys. I cannot stand it when I put like a cream product and it lifts my makeup. It's so annoying because you have to go back in with foundation or cover up or whatever. And this did not do that. So I'm really excited to keep using this. I think this is so gorgeous. gorgeous on the skin. I love this shade. I think the shade is perfect for me. And then for the Danessa Myricks concealer, this is going to be an all-time favorite as well. I'm looking at my under eyes right now and they just look so smooth. The shade is perfect. It's not too light or not too dark. I let it sit there for a while and I didn't get any creases on my under eyes. I went ahead and set it with powder. It set beautifully with powder. So yeah, this is a winner for me. I'm really excited about this, guys, because I've been looking for some really good concealers out there, and a lot of them that I've tried have not really worked for my skin. So this is going to be in my top drawer because I'm going to be using this a lot. So for the Laura Mercier Cream Blush, I love the way this applies. I just don't know if it's a good shade for my skin because you could barely see it. I mean, I was really dipping my brush in there and trying to apply more, and the more that I tried to apply, it just didn't darken up. But it is a beautiful shade. I think if you're lighter skin tone than me, that this would look really pretty on you. But for me, I don't think the shade is right. But having said all that, I do love the formula. Now, I will look into darker shades of this because I do love the formula. I think the formula went on beautifully. It didn't break up my makeup, and I actually put it on top of powder and it went on that powder really well. Yeah, I love this product for the formula, not so much for the shade. I think I need a little bit darker shade, but like I said, this praline shade is gonna be beautiful on people who are lighter skin tone than me. It's gonna look gorgeous on them. For the Melt Cosmetics lip liner, this is a very creamy, beautiful shade lip liner. You guys saw that shade when I swatched it on the back of my hand, and then when I put it on my lips, it is just gorgeous. It goes on with ease. It doesn't tug or pull on your lips. So I am gonna check out more of these lip liners during the sale because this is a good one. So for the Fashion Fair lipsticks, okay guys, if you haven't tried these lipsticks, you gotta try at least one of them, especially during the sale when they're 20% off. You cannot beat that. These lipsticks go on super creamy. They feel like so moisturizing and comfortable on the lips. I think the shade I used today, which was the Nudeattude, that shade is like my shade. This is right up my alley. I love nude shades, but I also love the Plum one that I showed you because the Plum one is gonna be more for like the fall and winter months. But yeah, you can't go wrong with these lipsticks. They are very, very creamy and they just look really pretty on the lips. So really excited about these lipsticks. I'm definitely gonna use the other two very, very soon. Okay, so for the last product that I wanna talk about is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I love the shadows in this palette. I will say that I miss the kind of more greeny gray shade that they had in the mini retro. I really thought there might be one of those shades in here, but even though there's not one of those shades, I do love the shades in this palette. They're really beautiful mauvey plum berry tone shades. So I like the palette. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I do want to do a few more looks with this palette. The shades that I used today are phenomenal. They're so, so good. They went on so beautifully pigmented, and I didn't have any trouble blending or applying or anything like that. And this is one of her cheaper palettes. If I'm not mistaken, this one was like $65. I like her cheaper palettes. I used to buy her bigger palettes, but I really don't use those as much as I use these in the mini palettes. So yeah, this is a good one to try during the sale. But yeah, this is a good one. All right, guys, that's it for me trying out all these new products and giving you my first impressions. I'm super excited to try more products. The Sephora sale's coming up. I'm super excited for that because there's some things in my cart that I really, really want. I'm gonna try really hard to do a recommendations video, but if I don't do one, I'm definitely gonna show you what I purchased at the sale and maybe during that time even recommend some items. So I hope to see you guys in my next video. Take care and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.